What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. We are in the garage today. I got new Corvette posters from Corvettes at Carlisle. I'm pretty stoked about it. I got some more down there. I've been putting them up all over. Super excited about that. That's not what this is about, though. Though they did release some new information on the Corvette today, so research the C8. You're going to see some 0 to 60 time and quarter mile time stuff. It's worth it. Go check it out. But today is about the Skeleton Sky. Actually, let me just flip this around and take you a little bit of what we're going to do today. Ignore how dirty the sky is right now because we have got to get this interior out of here for our final weight reduction project here. Might do some like lighter seats at some point. That's not going to be right now, but we do need to get obviously airbags. All of that stuff has a ton of weight up in the dash, as well as like I want to take off this cowl, the washer jug. Don't need this anymore. That one we can just pop off right now. Well, maybe I'll leave that on so it doesn't get completely soaked if it sits outside. Well, it's not going to sit outside. More importantly, we're going to get started here. I don't know exactly what I'm doing because I've never taken one of these dashes out before. It should be a decent little project here. Let's just get into it. I'm going to say the first step is pull in all of these 7mm out. If you don't know GM or ever going to work on one, pretty much all of their interior stuff is held together with either 7 or 10mm bolts. So gonna start there. We are gonna leave the cluster because, well, I still want to be able to see, you know, fuel and all of those types of things, but radio, all that's definitely coming out. And I'm not exactly sure. I guess these are all probably just pop-on pieces. And, well, I guess we're gonna find out, probably break some clips, and, yeah, we'll do it. And we got the bottom panel and the airbag out. If you're not familiar how to take out an airbag, at least a GM one, like my Chrysler is completely different. It's just two 10mm bolts on the back, which I actually prefer to this style. But the airbag is here. Has two electrical connections in the back of it, and then these two pins here, one there and one there, hold it on. Those two pins go in this hole right here. And the way you get it out is there's two small holes. I'll show you here. One on each side of the back of your steering wheel. You stick your screwdriver, if I can get it here, in through the hole, and then you just bump this, bump that wire right there, and it releases it. So that's kind of the whole deal. Not too difficult once you know, but feeling around in there and trying to actually hit that little wire or little, you know, piece of metal is a little bit tough, but pretty much that's all you got to do. And now we just got to figure out all the other pieces here. Like I got another bolt here. I'm sure there's some inside here. It looks like those probably are two bolts that I got to pop out. So just gonna keep moving here. Just like that, we got the glove box whole compartment out, which was actually a little bit more in depth than I thought. There's two screws up here that you could see. Had two down here, I guess. Actually had two more down here that you had to completely unhook the glove box compartment for, which you just push it over to either side and flex the plastic a little bit and it comes out. I did end up breaking this button for the trunk, so if you're ever going to do this, just beware there's a little sensor in there, or a little button in there, and, well, it breaks pretty easy. Just got this, I don't know, plastic bezel shroud contraption for the radio and air controls and everything out. It was kind of crazy. So it's got a sensor up here for, not a sensor, a switch for the four-ways, and then down here on the bottom, this was originally mounted for your airbag. There's the only two connections on it, but you got to take this guy out first to even get it up into a position to pull that out. And then there's two screws, I think, on this side, and two more 7mm on this side that you got to get before you can even start to take that out. And it's kind of just sort of clipped together there in the center. The two pieces actually would come out separately if you wanted to, but I took it out all as one. I don't know if that's the right way, but it's the way I did it. So then next you just got radiator. Man, I am struggling with words today. The radio is 7mm bolts the whole way around, and now we can take this guy off as well once we figure out what type of clip it is. And I still am not 100% sure because it just doesn't want to come out. But, alright, well, we're going to work on that. Let's take a little interior break here. I'm going to move down and take off the water tank. And I just had to buy windshield washer fluid, and now I'm going to end up dumping all this out. Unbelievable. The sort of exciting thing is now that that's gone, since it was full, we probably lost like 10 pounds right there because it holds more than a gallon of water. So that's exciting. That's a big weight savings, just that little bit. So I don't know how much. I'm really excited to see how much this thing weighs. Back to the inside here, we got the radio, this whole shroud piece out, which by the way, you have to take the radio out first because it sits underneath of it there, and it actually has a little hook to hook on the radio. This guy, was this plastic piece then that it all mounts to, and that had like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts plus 2 more up at the front. So that thing was well installed in here. Now we're going to take out this metal piece, which just has a couple more 7mm, and then we're going to start with all these along the dash, which I got some of them out, but need to continue on that path and see if we can get this top piece out, which, well, I don't know exactly how it's going to work, so stay with me for that. So now we are getting into the fun stuff. I've never taken the dash out of one of these before. So, had to take these pillar covers off. They just had some wires in. Otherwise, it's just clips, so you just pull them off. Took all those bolts out along the front, as well as the ones that run up around the instrument panel there. That actually all comes out together, and the cluster stays back in there. I thought this was actually attached to the cluster, but it's not. One more bolt there, and then you actually have to loosen up the airbag, pop it out, because there's 2 bolts, like I'll show you right now. Right here under the back of this cover, and you just got to get those out, and then the rest of this dash, at least the top portion of it, should all come out. Just like I hoped, with the airbag out of there and those 2 bolts out, we can just lift up this whole piece and go set it over there. So there's our current pile of stuff. There's our dash pad, and then we come inside here, and now is where the real work sort of starts. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of bolts. A lot of stuff that I don't know where it goes. Looks like we got a rivet here. So that's going to be a problem. I'm going to have to drill that out. And we're just going to have to kind of figure it out as we go, because this is not just a slam dunk sort of thing here. Okay, so we actually have this whole piece. Show you a little better there. This whole guy, I think, is ready to come out. But we got one problem, and that is steering wheel and then clock spring back behind it. Because that's going to attach everything to the stalks and everything there, which I think we got to take off before we can actually pull this whole thing out. So, I'm going to have to take off this bolt right here, probably, let's see, I'm probably going to have to strap the seat belt in and around it, just like something like that, and then tie that back down, and we'll be able to get that bolt out of there. Actually, I'm going to use the impact. Never mind, don't need to do that, I'll just use the impact. Just like that, the steering wheel's off, clock spring is out, and the turn signal stock assembly is all out. I'm actually going to set up the tripod real quick so you can at least see this whole piece come out and, well, hopefully come out. I don't know that I got all the bolts. We're going to find out. Pick up. We got something holding up over on that side. Now, oh, yep. Got one thing here, yeah. Oh, that's nice. Oh, yeah, it is. Airbag connection here. That's not really relevant anymore. Ah, now we might have it. There she goes. So after getting that piece out, I call the day success no matter what, even though it's pouring down rain, and I was going to take this for a drive for the video after. That's not going to happen now because, well, it's pouring down rain and I have no top. So we're just going to have to deal with that as it comes. But check this out, man. We're getting down to the bare bones of this thing. We're going to take out all of this air ducting and everything like that, because with a car with no top, you don't really need a whole lot of air conditioning. So pretty good there. And then we got some other air-related stuff down in here that we got to figure out how to get out. I don't know. I don't think any of this metal stuff comes out really well. It does have bolts on it. Maybe it does. It'd be awesome to get this out of here because that's a lot of weight. So as I'm ripping apart the inner parts of this whole dash here, I'm realizing that we really cannot take this metal part out permanently. It will come out because it's all bolted in, and it's actually not a terrible amount of bolts, but it's also the mounting bracket for the steering column right here. So the steering column's going to be flopping around, which is not good if I take this out. So we're going to have to take it out to get everything from behind it out, I believe. And then we'll just have to pop it back in so that we still have at least some mount for the steering column. So that's disappointing. But, oh well, things happen. So upon some further inspection here, it seems as though the steering column actually has some more points down underneath there that mount to the bracket. And there's no way that I'm going to be able to do this without taking the steering column out. And I'll tell you what, I just don't have time for it today. So we're going to leave it right here. You can kind of see what we're going to do next. It's going to happen off camera, but we're going to get all of the air box. I don't even know what the technical term for any of that is. The blower and all that, fan blower, all that stuff out from there. But it's going to happen off camera, and I'll get the steering wheel back in. It's going to look pretty similar to what it does right now. So I don't know that it's anything I guess necessarily have to film. We actually have to get that stuff out to even get the carpet out. So, and I want to get the carpet out as well. So that's pretty much where we're going to leave it. Just before we completely wrap this up, this is my pile of parts for this car right here. It's the pretty much complete interior. The only thing I need for right now is the seats. Everything else is up for grabs. So if you have one of these cars and need some parts, just hit me up. I'd be happy to sell something to you. We can probably even work out shipping. I'm in central Pennsylvania, so pickup would be great, especially for this big stuff, because I'm not sure it's going to be worth it. But if you need anything, we got the airbags in there, radio, car has 40,000 miles on it. Everything's in pretty good shape, except for that one center cup holder that always goes bad. So that one's broken, just like every other Saturn Sky. Otherwise, all the air conditioning, everything, obviously, is just going to get sitting on the shelf. So if you need anything, let me know. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We are going to be taking it to the weigh station next video. This will all be finished up, wrapped up. Pretty much all the weight reduction that we need to do will have been done. We might do an AC delete down the future or down the road, but that's not going to be right now. So could get a little bit lighter, but it's going to get heavier once we put the roll cage on top of it. Significantly heavier, and we'll reweigh it then. But I just want to see what's the lightest possible way that you can get a Saturn Sky, Pontiac, whatever. So, anyways, again, thanks for watching, guys. Please like, subscribe, and share. Have a great day.